Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. In today's presentation, we'll complete our series involving the feeding of stray cats, part 2 of our information. In our most recent video, we mentioned a few pros and delivered a few cons when it comes to whether it is a good or bad idea to feed stray cats. Today, we'll discuss what happens when you stop feeding stray felines. Our format will be a bit different for this piece, as it is essentially a continuation of an existing subject. So, before we get started, we'd like to thank you, as always, for joining us today. We couldn't make these gears turn without the very best audience on the feline wing of the internet. We are so glad that you've made Senior Cat Wellness your home. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. It is our mission to serve the feline community and do it with a kind heart and a smile. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us. And we do hope to see you again in future content. Now, let's jump right in. What happens if you stop feeding a stray? What are some other food sources available? How can a stray cat survive? And will a stray cat go away once you no longer offer food? Here we go. Whether it's a situation where you no longer have food available, or you're moving to a new area, or you've simply decided to stop the routine, there are times where you will have to stop feeding a stray. So, what happens next? What happens to the cat? In most cases, the feline will be just fine. Cats are resourceful, and they'll find new outlets because chances are you weren't the only outlet in the first place. First up, there are other food sources. When it comes to those other food sources, a neighborhood setting actually works out quite well for cats. There are no shortage of options, and here again, the meal you provide probably isn't the only meal they receive, especially within the neighborhood environment. Cats are rather wise when it comes to living off the land. They're smart enough not to depend on just one outlet for their needs, and there's a very good chance that the stray cat or cats will be just fine without your charity. But that's not to say they won't miss your care. That's also very important to note. Next up, strays can hunt. Cats are hunters, as we know, and cats that live off the land are experts. They have to be. Birds, rats, lizards, they get what they need. And while this is not always a pleasant discussion, but hey, it is survival of the fittest, and there is a food chain and a pecking order. If the stray is no longer able to access old fashioned wet cat food for a while, they'll return to the life they know, a life of a hunter. Next up, stray cats can survive. If you're not only concerned about the stray's next meal, but survival in general, they'll be alright. Especially here again if we're talking about a neighborhood setting. Cats thrive in familiarity, whether we're talking about your living room or that wooded area near your residence. While it is true that strays and ferals on average have a shorter lifespan compared to a cat that lives indoors with that tender love and care, cats know how to protect themselves. They are equipped with the instincts to get themselves out of danger. And if you're concerned about those vehicles, cats are fast learners. If the stray you've been catering to has been in the area for a while, they know to steer clear of those cars. While it won't be immediate if mealtime is the only reason for the visit, the cat or cats in question will slowly begin to visit less and less. While there's still a good chance they'll hang around simply due to the comfort and security aspects, especially if some type of trust was formed, the stray will spend a bulk of this time moving on and moving forward, securing new food sources. Of course, this concept of moving on likely doesn't mean moving very far. The cat you've been feeding could end up a mere 30 feet across the street. It all depends on the layout of the area and who is offering up what. Your cat's favorite wet food could be just a stone's throw away at a different back door. And on that note, that will close the lid on the cat food. However, if you'd like to know more information about feeding stray cats, the pros, the cons, and what will happen to the stray if you stop the food offerings, we do invite you to head on over to SeniorCatWellness.com at the conclusion of today's presentation. There you will find a high-quality article dedicated to everything we've noted and detailed during parts 1 and 2 of our series. And you can find the written work by clicking the initial link in the description box below. And once again, if you enjoyed what we brought to the table here today and would like to see and hear more, please like and share this video and subscribe to the SeniorCatWellness.com official YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.